There's no pragmatic reason to oppose mountain biking. Other gentlemen have explained this, and at the previous meeting in August. Basically, anywhere else in the state, if you take a map of New Jersey and you throw a dart at it, you'll hit a place where they allow mountain biking. Yet somehow when, and I'm not trying to be flippant here, but this is how I see it. When I cross over that arbitrary, imaginary line that separates Morris or Somerset County from the place where I live, it's as if all of a sudden somebody thinks that I lose my ability to ride safely. Or maybe others are so struck dumb by the sight of my awesome bicycle that they're unable to put one foot in front of the other safely. I mean, the laws of physics aren't different in Union County, let's face it. The only thing different between a trail where you're banned and a trail where you're not banned is that some uninclusive person put a sign. The only thing different is the rules imposed upon us by the governments. And let's face it, it's time those rules that were put in place 2 decades ago were ended. When I last stood in this room, I heard many good things, but one of the things I heard was one of the freeholders say that they only became aware of concerns about the ban in recent years. With all due respect, sirs, I find it hard to believe that the county government created a policy and then forgot about it or its effect on the citizens. But whatever the reason, perhaps freeholders have not been thinking about mountain biking or mountain bikers for the last 2 decades. However, I assure you that we, the mountain biking voters, have been thinking about you for decades. We think about you when we have to gas up a car and drive for nearly an hour when there is a wonderful park within biking distance just in order to ride our bikes. We think about you when we miss days of riding at a time, after work or other occasions, as other people have said, because you don't have time to drive to another county. We think about you when deciding whether or not to purchase new equipment, and is it worth it with the limited amount of areas we have to ride. And you know what? The local businesses, some of them are run by our friends and other cyclists in this area, are the losers. We think about you when we drive through the park. I drive through Watchung every day on Skytech Drive on my way to work. Every day I see signs telling me I am not welcome in a place that I've come to enjoy and care about. And I think about you. And I have to tell you, to be blunt, my thoughts are not positive. But it doesn't have to be like this. John F. Kennedy was famously quoted as saying that an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. The error of this man has persisted far too long. Well, it's all well and good that we do have a finite time limit on when access may begin. It's still far too far in the future. For the past 2 years, citizens have been told time and again, just wait. The subtext is, why are we so anxious, as if that's not reasonable. It becomes very reasonable when you understand that we've already been waiting for 20 years. Again, the last time I could ride in the park without looking over my shoulder, the Twin Towers were still standing, Bill Clinton was president, and you can get a cheeseburger for 89 cents. This is not acceptable. The time for fair trail access and fair government policy is always and always will be right now. Thank you. Hope we can move forward on this.
Thank you.